part 2 of day 10. We solve part 1 relatively easy. Let's see what are the requirements of part 2. Let's copy part 1, 10. Our solution was really elegant. I mean the solution from ChatGPT, but well, we can get the credit for what ChatGPT have done. We review the code, we test it, and so on. Let me delete that part. Actually, everything worked without any problem. That all of the prompts that we have so far. In part 1 we ask we give a prompt with the context. After that we simply copy and paste the instruction and we get the program that simply was working. In part 2 we'll continue that and we'll have it prompt 1 continue from the A. We don't need that because we'll prompt it the same one, and in our prompt we'll simply have the second part here as in task thank you. The perfect. Unfortunately, there the requirement as follows, and we simply want to pop up the new requirement. And previously, simply to recover fastly, if you haven't watched the previous video, here we have two kinds of lines that were with incorrect brackets, and we needed to find the first incorrect bracket and actually count how many points these brackets give us and sum up them. However, we have another just incomplete lines, and we needed simply to ignore them. And I would imagine in the second part that we'll need to take them to account. Now discard the corrupted lines, the remaining lines are incomplete. We want, instead of counting this stuff, we want to discard corrupted lines. The incompleted lines don't have any incorrect character. Instead, they're missing closing characters at the end of the line. To repair the navigation system, you just need to figure out the sequence of closing characters that complete all open chunks. And okay, we simply need to add up here the missing ones. And
Unter anderem gibt es das hier im Internet.
Just a second, my Google Assistant activated. Was unfortunately thinking that I'm talking in German and asking for help. If and we need to count this the points for all the closing brackets using this table. For this kind of bracket, curly brackets, these normal brackets, and the signs for bigger than, how much points we get, and we have some kind sort of completion strings above would be score as follows. Start with total score of 0, multiply the total score by 5 to get 0, then add values of 2 to get a new total score, and so on. Okay, we have this scoring system and so on. But we can look at that a little bit later, because at the moment, even the first solution, we already have all of this all of the brackets that we need to pop out for the given incomplete line and so on. That should be absolutely fine. Then after that we need to simply go through the line and simply construct the new lines, and at that manner simply count using this description here. But let's see how ChatGPT will do with that task. Please modify the program. I don't need to have this part. Okay, let's prompt that and see how we'll do. That's simply a new prompt. Okay, now it's adding this mapping, which is very reasonable. All the rest look fine to me, more or less. Sort the results and so on. Okay, so far it's absolutely very promising. Let's add the answer, simply to have it here, and I might need to our Go program, copying our Go program, and we need to get the program and the rest. Let's hope it would be able to complete the one of the reason not to be able to complete it is because of the limitation of the tokens that we have as output. Okay, it seems working. Let's pump that, and we have another prompt 2 and the rest, and here now we get our final program, which more or address looks exactly as what we would expect. Go, etc. Tag. And that's our program. Let's go here. Let's post our program. We need of course to modify that to 2. Not really, but that's the way that we've been doing it so far, and we're getting score of 0, which means that we have some kind of mistake. But let's continue. Firstly, let me close some of the previous parts. And see why is that the case. Here, when we're scanning line by line, let's firstly see that all the lines and everything looks as expected. Let me stick it here, let me clean up that, and let's look here. Let me run the program. Okay, line by line we're reading everything correctly. After that, we're checking that we have open line, and we're simply popping it up here in our stack, which is yeah, it's absolutely fine. After that, we have our stack that is for given line, and we are going character by character. We're starting saying, okay, this one is not corrupt. If there is now closing bracket, we're checking, okay, is this when we pop up from the stack or looking at the last thing that we had, if that's the case, is it with the correct one? If that's the case, we're simply removing that from the stack and continue. If it's not the case, we are saying, okay, this line is corrupted, and we are going to the end, and the end should be here, and we are checking, is this line not corrupted? If it's not corrupted, we apply all this logic. If it's corrupted, we do nothing and continue with the next line. Okay, all that logic seems to me fine. Let's see how when we get here, we need to if we go again to the task, initially we had only 5 lines that were incomplete. We need to make sure that we get here 5 times and that are the correct one. Okay, we're 5 times here. Is that correct? We're 5 times here, but none of this line oh no, that's the one that that's the wrong one. Okay, sorry about that, but when we delete this 5-1. Let me get rid of them. This one, because we don't want to debug the whole thing with all these ones that are incorrect. We don't care for them. This one we don't need. This one we don't need, and we have like a 5 ones. Okay, perfectly fine. Now that shouldn't change anything, did it? Probably did I delete a little bit more than first? Okay, this second one, do I have it? This one shouldn't be there because I can see it here, and actually the first one and I should actually keep this one. Sorry about that. Get a little bit with this kind of okay. Now we have these 5 one that are not complete, and we need to see what's going on here. That part seems legit, and now we are in such a line that we know that is not corrupt, it's simply incomplete, and we start checking it from the beginning. And what we are doing is we're stacking and popping when we see closing, we're simply popping this one up to the moment that we end up, and now we have all of the ones that are left off to be closed. For example, here we should have this one, etc. Let's double check that that's the case. Sorry about that. Here, up. Okay, that's look legit, and at least to me, this look very reasonable. Number of brackets. Tuck. Yeah, let's see why we still get 0, because what we're doing here is when we're on this first line, we're going through the stack, and we're going probably here, which is the example that we go with. Probably we should keep only this one, the one that we're working here, the one with this total score. As I think it's the last one, if I'm not wrong. I'm doing that, it's simply easier to debug. Yeah, we are on this one, and we want to see what's going on. Why is this evaluation, so to say, wrong? Because here on score, the score is 0, and let's go here and see what's going on. We have C, we have scores. It might be these scores are simply wrong. And let me see. Okay, we for all the scores we always get zeros. Why we get zeros actually? If I have that to string, I'm having here the opening bracket, however in such a cases I should have the, instead of the opening one, here I should have the corresponding closing one, because I'm interested to score the one that are ending, that the one I'm checking open, and here I'm saying okay, that's closing, when I don't one second, that should be fine here. I start fixing the wrong part. Here the one that closing, actually I actually never convert the one that are closing one, I never convert them to opening, because in this case I would need, before to iterate, to simply do actually proper correction to have this kind of mapping. Sorry about that. I will have open to close, open to close, and I need to have actually this I think this part is simply missing, and here only thing that I can do is simply have that the correct corresponding brackets, open and close, and here when I do this lookup, open to close, I should use that instead. And now I'm getting 582 when I would expect to get actually less. Let me see if that's 4, that's 3, that's 2, that's 1. And how I'm counting is that because I will need to, I have the closing one in the way that I need to close them, which would be revert of what I have here. Is that because I need to, yeah, I have this one like that, and I will start closing from this one and so on. I need to have this revert, or let me do it like that, and land. Instead, and here simply having this one with the I. And here I need to cast it to run. Okay, now it's working completely, and let's rename that more open to close. I write a thing brackets. Okay, I think open to close brackets. And we, 1 second, I think this complicated stuff is because I don't use stack. If I use the stack, so to say, and I do my thingy, I will not need to do that stuff. Okay, that's much better. And let me do it with firstly, let me do the mini test in which I have the complete thing and see that's matching what we expect. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but 288957, okay, all looks fine. And now we need input, that's this big number, and we solve day 10. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next video for day 11. Have a nice day.